we are we'll start the Breitah Shalu Talmidav. It's Rabbi Eliezer. Ma'u lishtos b'kala kol zman sheba'al mesid. So says Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky, Lika kos miyada. You're allowed to take the cup from the hand of the kala. Because the host or hostess in this case divides distributes the food to the and drink to the guests. So doesn't put the bunches there. If you take the cup from directly from the kala, it's directly taking the cup from a prostitute, right? So the quite powerful opinion there. Said right? The daughters of Amisor of Derech Eretz says first of all the Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky says cause much about Mason. There's so many about Shita the Osir. If it's not for the husband, it's obviously would be Osir because it's not Yichud. It's not. I'm not sure exactly what the prohibition is, but for some reason the Gemara feels the Brisa feels it's obviously Osir, her husband's not there. But what about as long as he's there? Of course, much about Mason, we boil they hear her. I'm not sure exactly why, but evidently, if she's suitable for a hero, she's suitable for a hero, whether her husband is there or not. But evidently, there's less of an issue of hero, and he said it's also. And then the Tommy asked, "Yesh when derech eretz, ve'en prutzas el mishum minik derech eretz osim kein." It's not considered. It shouldn't be considered act of pritzus. Not doing it in order to be licentious. This is accepted and customary practice. What's the problem, right? So he answers, right? If you have no Torah, and presumably women don't know any Torah, so therefore there's no such thing as derech eretz, right? But that's what he says. Women by definition don't learn Torah, at least they're required to do so, therefore we assume that they don't learn, and therefore they have no guarantee of derech eretz. I'm not even sure if a person who learns Torah, it's much of a guarantee of derech eretz, but certainly if you don't learn Torah, no guarantee of derech eretz. Until then, I thought it was talking about Elazar ben Horkos, but here it says Elazar ben Azariah, so maybe it's Elazar ben Azariah? I don't think so. Before it said Rabbi Eliezer, here it says Rabbi Elazar. Okay, wow. So Rabbi Chaim says, obviously it's not to be taken literally. I don't think Rabbi Chaim took it literally either. But this is the description given here is in order to mechazik the thing. It's as if he gathered 400 shofars in order to blast out this message, right? That if you take the cup from the kala, you have no mechila forever. Okay, so now the Gemara is going to go in depth to this. But Michael Miflagay, what's machlekes? Presumably, the Rabbanan argue Rabbi Eliezer. Although in our Mishnah, our price only Rabbi Eliezer appears, right? But presumably there's some sort of machlekes. So Rabbanan Sabri came to the Bas Tamil Chacham min Haga Abu Tavsa. Since the Bas Tamil Chacham, it's okay. Says the Rabbi Chaim, Rabbanan the Bas Tamil Chacham Shalu. The way he's learned that the Rabbanan here are the Talmidim who asked Rabbi Eliezer. So what was the one is asking what their Havamina was. So the answer is that they ask about Bas Tamil Chacham. This way the Avgav they in a Torah verse of Pihen from Noshim, even though the Torah doesn't pass over the mouths of women. She saw her father used to pass out the cup, so therefore she passes out the cup. But she's a Bas Tamil Chacham. It's true she never learned Torah, but she's a Bas Tamil Chacham. She knows the score, and therefore there's no priestess involved. So says Gemara, no. Rabbi Eliezer, Omer Lecha, Le'olam Isha Kabayla. A woman is like her husband. So evidently here she married an Amoritz. because otherwise it makes no sense what he's about to say here. So he says, so brought down in the Bavli, Yerushalmi, I think as well. This that there's a fellow was a woman was married to a Talmid Chacham, and when she's married to a Chacham, she used to encourage him by tying the knot of tefillin on his head. Meis Talmid Chacham, now Talmid Chacham died, and he says she married a tax collector, and she was mechazekim. So she tied his tax collector signets on his hand. So therefore, the fact that she's a Bas Talmid Chacham doesn't necessarily mean anything. Hichas Rabbi Eliezer ben Azariah Shmas Mina Hiur Kamaisa Dami. If you have a hearer, if you have a thought about this Kalla, it's as if you did a Maisa of Znus, right? Hechi Machmirinan, because otherwise, how are we Machmir? But we would say, Ein Mechil Li'olam, and he never has any Mechil. How could it be? It must be that hearer is Kamaisa, otherwise it makes no sense, right? Says, well, not necessarily. Maybe the thoughts of Avé are not like Rabbi. You see, it says, if I saw iniquity in my heart, Hashem doesn't listen to it. Rabbi Chaim says, Hearer is lav kamaisa, right? If I have a thought in my heart, it's not as if I'm doing something wrong. However, Shani Yeshasish the Chamirot Fei. Says Rabbi Chaim, Yeshasish, here Gufa Chetu. By Eshes Ish, it's different. By a regular woman, thoughts are not kamaisa. By a woman, by a married woman, it is. When I time the hero gufa chetu, so it's a little bit strange because why only Eshes Ish? Because by a woman who's not the issue of hero kamaisa should apply to any woman who and the Gemara says, you know what, you shouldn't look at any a beautiful woman even if she is unmarried, and you shouldn't look at a married woman even if she's ugly. So I guess there is a certain type of assumption that hirurim by an unmarried woman don't always apply. It only apply if she's beautiful. By a married woman, since we have the principle of Mai Keduvim Mitaku, which is that stolen waters are sweet, so therefore perhaps also even if she is ugly, that here is Kamaisa Dami. I don't have it's hard to explain how here is Kamaisa, but the way Rabbi Chaim is explaining it, the here in and of itself is the problem. Well, where I lose you? Where I lose you before?
All right. So Shani Eshes Ish to Chamir Tfei.
Okay, so Eshes Ish Chamir Tfei. So he says the Eshes Ish here gufa chetu. I'm not sure where this comes from. That by Eshes Ish here gufa is a chet. Because the hero should be a problem no matter who it is, right? So, but he says Eshes Ish. The hero is a chet. Okay, Darish Rava Darshan. Ma'ich see what it says. Tov Yoshar Hashem. Akein Rechatoim B'derech. Kosh Baruch Hu is righteous, therefore he shows the sinners the right path to go on. Bo rates Kosh Baruch Hu. Shekol Ma'ala B'li B'lazos Mitzvah Nenas Lo. So anybody has a mind to do mitzvah, and he was compelled not to do it. Ma'ala B'koski Lo So. Obviously, it's brought down here is because you have things in which you were kamaisa in the negative sense, and here have here kamaisa in the positive sense. If somebody thought to do a mitzvah and he wasn't able to do it, nevertheless, it's as if he did it, right? But the flip side, of course, like we said just a moment ago, is true as well. No, the other way. Sorry. No, sorry. No, and he says, now, chet is not hirur. Hirur aveira, we say it's kashmi aveira. And what do you mean? And the hirur aveira means where the hero itself is a form of a sin, such as being maharer in an Eish, like we said, we talked before. When you think to be chote, that's something else. That when you plan, if you plan even a murder, but in cold blood, that's not considered to be a hura avera. It's a machshavas chet. Hirur is a spontaneous and emotional thought, like a mountain which rises up within you, a har, right? Whereas a machshava is a deliberate and calculated thought. So hirur avera are kavera. Machshavas chet is not like a chet. Okay? So Abai is saying, but a machshavas mitzvah is like a mitzvah. But machshavas avera is not an avera. You see that?
Okay.
Okay. So as it said Abai, Ravo, sorry. So again he says Shkamala believe a lot of this mitzvah nenas lo so malav koski lo so b'chamala believe lasos chet at shas maaseh lo mechayev. Until comes shas maaseh is not obligated, is not chayev. Why? The same oven reasonably be the same person we said before. The oven reasonably be lo yishma Hashem. If I see bad stuff in my heart, Hashem doesn't listen. So the implication is good stuff, yeah. Bad stuff, not. Okay? So Hashem sees me planning to do a mitzvah, I get rewarded. If Hashem sees me planning to do a vera, I don't get punished. Okay, let's see another price. Akari pasuk b'shir Hashem. Something means the pasuk b'shir Hashem, but so means zemel. It makes it like a song. Akari pasuk below shlob is mano. Something means the pasuk not in its proper time. Look at the Rabbi Chaim says, that's the next Masechta. It says, Hagirsa, it says, you read a pasuk by a drunken revelry, right? When you're sitting by your wine, you make all sorts of entertainment with divrei Torah. You read psukim out loud. To entertain the people at the party. And according to what he says there, the Brisa here continues and makes a lot of sense. Now the Gemara Khan, which we haven't seen yet, obviously, first we have to explain somewhere else, a different way. Okay, but here it says, so according to the Gemara, the Brisa and Kala Zuta, it's not based mishtos, maybe royal olam. He brings bad stuff to the world. They should throw a sack, because the Torah puts sackcloth or mesmer. Because Baruch says for Hashem, when it's in front of sand, says before Hashem, Ribono Shalom, Asuni Bonecha Kinors. I'm getting the first paragraph. Your children made me like a liar, Lyre. Shemanagni Bo Amim, which the nations do use in order to make their drunken songs. Amle BT. So he says, so Hashem says to Shirim, right? Hashem says to the Torah, what are they going to do? Listen, at least they're singing good lyrics, right? That's something, right?
Yeah.
No dice. They're happy. They should learn Torah, not use me as their entertainment. But Mishnah, there's no Mishnah, it's Balachos, Bagados, Alach Agata Mami Oretz, Yaskusha Pesach and Pesach, they're Amaratzim, and therefore they're not capable of learning on their own. There are all sorts of drushes going on during winter, right? And so they go, if it's Pesach, they should go Pesach drusha. So it says, but says Shavuot, should go Shavuot drusha. Shachag B'chag, Sukkot should go to Sukkot drusha. Hey, Rabbi Shimon Lazar Shimon Chananya called Krei Pasuk was mano. If you read a pasuk the right way, in other words, don't do it as a drunken revelry, but sincerely Hashem Shemayim, and even if you sing it evidently, but it's under the right circumstances, then maybe Tavor. That brings favor to you. Zemer. So what the bright is what it says. What's like mean Zemer? Hey, that can mean Zemer Kugoin. Kugoin the Zomer Bay with Daitel here. Shir Shirim specifically because Shir Shirim is a double entendre. Right? You have in mind Shir Shirim Kipshuto, and you have in no mind to sing about it because Baruch Hu's relationship with Am Yisrael. Right? You have in mind all sorts of licentious things. Okay, that's what the computer says. Daitel here, Shakor Dvar Pashta Mahara Babe. Okay, so the pasuk shlo bezmano the Omar Kikinos. So here, Rabbi Chaim said this, but this one has a different shot than in the shot in Kala Zuta. So he says, "Don't you call a pasuk when Kikinos be hunted?" Based on Mishnah, read the pasuk in an inappropriate setting, right? Shehu min shlo bezmano. Buying the same Brisa, he asks Kushim Pesach and Pesach. Going this way, Brisa concludes that based Pesach Chag Shmuz B'Shmuz Chag B'Chag. That means that make sure to read the appropriate pasuk at the right time. Mamish Kipshuto. Right? Always find the right pasuk for the right occasion. And don't use the wrong pasuk for the wrong occasion. Hey, maybe oh, sorry, I went back to Mishnah. That's interesting. Pasuk at the right time is like bread at the time of a famine. If it's not at the right time, it's like bread at a time which is there's satisfaction in the world. In other words, it's superfluous.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty mild criticism. I've said a much greater criticism. They're saying, davar be'ito matov. So in the right time, it's good. If it's not the right time, it's not a good thing. Okay, it's late for you. Should we stop here for today?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, fine. Okay, have a great Yom Tov. Chag Sameach and Shabbat Shalom.
Chag Sameach, Shabbat Shalom.
Maybe
Thank
Sunday
you.
we have to share more.
Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye.